First of all, food and water cut off, a humanitarian crisis and destruction there.
Shannon, as far as I'm concerned, Israel can bounce the rubble in Gaza.
Yeah, so don't expect much empathy out of Tom Cotton for what's going on in Gaza right now, but he is like one of the most notorious, brainless allies of whatever Israel choose to do in our Senate. And yeah, his comments are pretty reprehensible. He has hinted, as we'll get into, that we might need to invade other allies of ours to help out Israel. So again, deeply anti-war side of the aisle there. But I want to remind you what this is all coming from. So if you weren't familiar, yesterday arrest warrants were issued by the ICC against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the former Israeli Defense Minister, as well as an apparently deceased Hamas military commander. And so for the first two Israeli officials, the ICC found reasonable grounds to believe that they, quote, each bear criminal responsibility for the following crimes as co-perpetrators for committing the acts jointly with others: the war crime of starvation as a method of warfare, and the crimes against humanity of murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts. It also found reasonable grounds to believe that, quote, each bear criminal responsibility as civilian superiors for the war crime of intentionally directing an attack against the civilian population, which of course has taken the lives of tens of thousands of civilians. So that's the background for this. Tom Cotton is so angered by what the ICC did that he tweets this: the ICC is a kangaroo court and Karim Khan is a deranged fanatic. Woe to him and woe to him. Oh, big man, Tom Cotton. Woe to him and anyone who tries to enforce these outlaw warrants. Let me give them all a friendly reminder. The American law in the ICC is known as the Hague Invasion Act for a reason. Think about it, and they should, because he didn't. But anyway, he's not wrong that it is named that, called that. The law is technically the American Service Members Protection Act of 2002, and so it was signed in sort of the close aftermath of 9/11 to intimidate any countries that ratified the ICC and to scare them away from doing that. That was the goal anyway. It wasn't super successful. But that law authorized the use of military force to liberate any American or citizen in a US allied country being held by the court, which is located in The Hague. So they called it that, implying that in theory, were they to drag someone in front of The Hague, the American military would storm the beaches and attack Holland or whatever. This is madness. I don't expect anything more out of Tom Cotton, but what do you make of it?
So he's saying if Holland arrests Benjamin Netanyahu, the leader of a foreign government, that the American military should invade Holland to get Israel's leader back to safety from the war crime charges that he faces for killing 44,000 people, including over 25,000 women and children who are all innocent. But this war criminal is so important to America, we should invade a NATO ally, destroy the entire alliance, and declare war on them. What part of this is anti-war? And what part of this is America first? So he's saying, no, Israel first. I mean, it's literally what he is suggesting. Israel first. Use the US military to invade frickin' Holland on behalf of Israel. Well, obviously not America first, obviously, no. Right? But here's a note of encouragement, guys. So I know that a lot of you won't believe me, and I know almost no one else on the left believes me, but you could actually go read it for yourself. So when I posted this on X last night, hundreds and hundreds of right-wing populists saying, he's not one of us. He's a neocon. And we know he's a neocon, and F Tom Cotton. So that is a super interesting development. And so I'm not telling you this because I've always told you this. No, I've always told you that in my experience, the Republicans that I've dealt with were never, like the leaders, the politicians, never honest, never. Media, never honest, right? And unfortunately that affected their voters. So, but right now, there's a different kind of right-wing media, and it's loosely, like, there's many different factions. But one of the big factions is the bros. And the bros are not your old Republicans, and they're not your old MAGA, right? And they are, and you are gonna hate some of their ideas, right? So when they say America first, they actually mean America first. And so, and some of that you'll hate, right? But when they're seeing guys like Tom Cotton and others say, no, Israel first, we should do all the wars for Israel, we should give them $30 billion. They're not, like, I'm not seeing a lot of humanitarians in there like, oh my God, my heart breaks for the Palestinian people. A couple, but not that many. I'm keeping it real, okay? But universally, they're like, no, we said it in anti-war. We're anti-war. I don't know what part of that is hard for your stupid head to understand, Tom Cotton. Wait one cotton picking minute here.
Oh my God.
We said anti-war, okay?
We were aiming there from the start.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't cotton to it?
Okay. Anyway, okay, I get what you're saying. Do they think that Trump sees that tweet and he's like, that's unacceptable? Like,
no, that's the other interesting part. Now, not all of them, not necessarily even most of them, but a lot of them are saying, yeah, Trump's problematic on Israel. Like they can see, can see.
Do they like?
Yeah, he's clearly selling out to Israel.
He's filling his cabinet with warmongers, and Pete Hegseth has been advocating.
I did another tweet. All right,
okay, good.
No, listen. When I did another post where I said, you know that Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Waltz, and Mike Huckabee are Team Miriam. They're Israel first, not America first. Again, read the comments. Wall-to-wall right-wing populists. Some of them going, oh no, BS, I don't believe you, blah, blah, blah. But a majority going, yeah, we know it sucks. And so Trump sucks on that, and let's see what happens. Okay, all right, maybe for the first time in my life, we might actually be having a nonpartisan conversation. So let's see what happens and let's hope that I'm right. Usually I say I do a prediction and I go, I hope I'm wrong. In this case, I hope I'm right.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.